the link for the documents that we will review today, chat. I'm sorry for that. I'll send you the link afterwards, but I think we already talked about that. But we will review the document, so we'll have some time to discuss stuff. Okay, so we're live. Welcome to our client meeting today. We're here with our client chat. Lara, Patrick, and Thomas. So let me, as usual, let me start with just highlighting what we're going to do today. Today is going to be a little bit different than the other meetings. We added a new section on the meeting that was due for some time. So let's see how it goes. So we will start our meeting with a review of our sprint. So we don't have a lot of things to show. The majority of the work is more a back-end work and things that had to do with authorization of the users when they try to access stuff. So we will start with just a very little demo with things and show you some things that we added that we are unsure that you saw them before. And and we'll talk a little bit about that. So afterwards, we have some questions for you. We'll talk a little bit about the categories, and also we'll talk a little bit about the timeline for deployment. Then, if you have any question, we will talk a little bit about that as well. And this is the part that we are going to add as new for our today's meeting. It's the part where we will talk about the MVPs, and we will also be able to start prioritizing things in a more agile, scrumish way. And then that's it. We'll talk about the next meeting when we'll have the next meeting, and we're done. Okay, so let us go back up. Let us go back up to our stories that we completed. So as I said before, we have a little demo there for some things, but just to highlight some of the things that we've been doing on the previous sprints. The majority of our work has been focused on ensuring that only the right people can access the right resources. So for example, a company person should not be able to access the administration of the agency itself. That was something that was allowed before because we didn't implement the authorization part, but now that's one of the things that we're blocking. So, for example, in this one, we'll only allow certain people to access job applications so for example, so only the company will be able to accept or reject a job seeker application. So that's basically what we've been doing on the past two sprints, and I think we're almost finishing. We still are working in a couple of them. So we have here 4 that we still are closing up. And then I think we will be finished with the authorization part. But maybe I'll just kick this up to Patrick, so we can take a look. At all the things that we've been doing.
Yeah, sure. Thanks. Okay. Can you see my screen, chat?
Yeah, at least we can. I think chat is muted, so I'm not sure.
Chat is muted.
Yes, I can see it.
All right. Yeah, before I go into a very short demo, Chet, I did just want to mention that one of the people joining this meeting is Laura. Laura's been on the project now for a few weeks. She dived right in and has been helping us as a regular member of the team. So she's been very helpful working on some stuff, and she's been working on actually resume download, which we'll be able to show you at the end of the next sprint, 2 weeks from now. So yeah, So the other thing of it is, just so you know, is Lars in South Africa. Hugh and I are on the East Coast of the U.S. We have people in India and Singapore, and I think a couple of people from the West Coast of the U.S. at this point now. So we have kind of a really worldwide team working for each other. So if that's of interest.
Yeah, that's excellent.
Yeah. So that you can talk about that over Thanksgiving dinner with your family or something.
All
Anyway.
right.
Okay, I'm just going to show you something real briefly. Like Hugh said, we had a lot of work done over the past 2 weeks, but most of it is under the hood. It doesn't really rise to visibility to the user. So I'm just going to show you one thing that does. So it'll be very short. So I'm going to log in as a company administrator. And as you know, a company has various tasks that have to be done. And in particular, there's one task that we've implemented so far, which is when a new application is received for a job by the company, then somebody's got to review that application. So here I'm logged in as the company administrator. I've hidden the company information so I can focus on this tab here. So this is where we do task management for a company administrator. So I can look at any tasks that have been assigned to me, any tasks that have been assigned to anybody in the company that are not yet complete. I can look at all tasks that have been completed within the company. And finally, I can look at unassigned company tasks, which are these tasks that I have to assign to somebody to get done. In particular, the only task type we have right now is reviewing a job application that's been received for a job from the company. So you can click on this link to go look and see at the particular job. But anyway, an application's been received. So I need to assign this to somebody. And I can assign it to anybody in the company. I can assign it to myself. I can assign it to somebody else. So I think when I click here, I have a list of people I can assign to. I'm going to go ahead and assign to Maya, this particular one. So you can see I got a little notification on the lower right-hand side. Hopefully you can see that. It says task assigned. When I go ahead and look at my open tasks, I still have no open tasks, but if I look at all company open tasks, you can see that this particular task has been assigned to Maya, which I just did. So let me go back and let's see. Let me assign something else, another one of these tasks to myself. And I'm Steve Jobs. So I'm going to assign it to myself. So again, a second task is assigned, this one to myself. So when I open the tab for your open tasks, I should see that. And sure enough, that task that I assigned to myself is under my open tasks. If I look at all company open tasks, then there's the one I assigned to Maya, there's the one I assigned to myself. And in fact, if I want to go ahead and say, I'm working on this task, which I did by clicking the little icon there, it now says that the status is work in progress. So I go look at all company-owned tasks, still nothing closed yet. So now I'm going to say that I've finished this. I've actually reviewed the job app and did whatever I need to do with it. So I'm going to click on this, which will mark it as complete. You can see the notification, task is done. So if I go look at all company closed tasks, there's the task that I just closed, my own task. In the meantime, I am logged in as, let me get that out of the way. Over in this browser, I'm logged in as Maya. And as you remember, I assigned a task to her. So I'm going to just refresh this screen here. And sure enough, under your open tasks, there's that task that I assigned to her. It's not yet started. So if I click on this, that says she's indicated she started. She gets a notification that work on that task is started. She hasn't closed anything yet. So I'll go back and I'm going to say, well, gee, I finished this task. I'm going to click on the icon to finish it. Got to get verification that the task is done. So if I go to your closed task as Maya, sure enough, it's showing me that that task is done. So you see for the administrator, you've got 4 different tabs here. 2 of them have to do with all company unassigned tasks and all company open tasks. And as a mere company contact, I have either tasks that I still have to do or tasks that I've closed in the past. So that's basically how that works at this point. Any questions on that?
No, that's pretty clear.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
All right then. Well, I'm going to turn it back over to Hua. Sure, you can stop presenting for me and take it away.
Thank you, Patrick.
Yep.
So as you know, we had already implemented that little part on the top, the tasks, with the same visual thing and everything for the agency. So now it's spread wide to all the users, and that's it. Okay. Let me. So this is more or less our what we have in the demo for today. So I think we can just move on to other things. Okay, so first, and I'd like to know if you were able to get in touch with your contacts on companies and things like that to see if you have that list of categories and the resumes to match those categories. Chat.
Okay. I spoke with the city. They said they're putting something together for me.
Mm-hmm.
Also, I spoke with General Motors again twice this morning, and they're probably going to want one of you guys to speak with them so they can, gain a little bit more information about this. They want to send it to a certain member of their team because the recruiter is, you have HR reps, and then you have recruiters that's like under them, and then you have a person that's over them as far as software or anything that'll make their job easier, assisting them. So they definitely they gave me the email address to the person. They told me to send it to them, and then maybe one of you guys can speak to them directly as well. I can meet with them in person, but they may want to gather a little bit more information. They told me that this morning. So
Okay,
yeah.
that's cool. If they want to talk with one of us, I think we can arrange that. I doubt that it will be in person.
Yeah, I
But
mean,
we can do an hangout or just a phone call or something like that with them.
Okay. All right.
So okay, cool. We see that going on, and then the other point and our other question was to talk a little bit about the timeline for the deployment. And in order to do that, maybe I will just change tabs here. And before we talk about timeline for deployment, we will look at our MVP to see how it looks like at this point, and to see what we because we had a meeting this week, and we talked a little bit about this timeline that we have and the amount of things that we have here in the MVP. So let's go through our MVP to see what we're currently still missing, and we then talk a little bit about the rest. So as you know, we already closed some of the things that we do. So for example, for the agency administration, we have all the tasks that we talk as the MVP tasks are already completed. All the ones that are related with the case manager are also completed here. At this point, in terms of stories that we're missing some this story here. So as a job seeker, I want to be notified if a job opportunity I applied to no longer is available. So for example, if someone is accepted for a specific job and everybody else is rejected, or if the company person just closes, they no longer want to hire someone, the job seeker should be notified. This is a story that we're missing for the job seekers. So in the job seekers, we're looking also very good with just this story here. And then we go to the job developers, and then the bulk of the missing work is in here. It's basically on the job developer side and the company side. And the stories that we're talking about are stories that are related with the cruncher itself. So when you have, for example, as a job developer, I want to match a job seeker to a list of jobs. So you want to try to find jobs that are appropriate, that are correct, let's say, or that are more suited for a specific job seeker of your job seekers. So this is the stories that we have that are bigger and that we are missing. So it's the ones that you can match a job seeker with a job and a job with a job seeker, and so on. So these are the two pending tasks here. And also the other task that we have here is the notification of the job seeker. So let's imagine that you're not a primary job developer for a job seeker, and you want to send his resume to apply for them to a specific job. The primary job developer should be notified. So as we talked before, this is something that we can also do right now, and as the MVP, and this is something that is missing. So to close the job developers, all the stories that we have for the job developers, we are missing these three stories here. So two related with matching, and one that is a notification that we need to send. So in terms of company admin and company contact, I'm going to merge both of them because it's the same story in the two sides. Okay, so one is for company contact and another one is for company admin. So they will be implemented with the same logic, so it's not duplicated work, it's just the work that we have here. So in terms of the company, we are missing the ability to search for job seekers that match a job opportunity. So again, the matching part. And as a company admin, when I find a job seeker that matches a job opportunity, I want to contact the job developer. So let's imagine you find after we have the matching, you find your perfect job seeker, and you want to tell the job developer to send his resume, so you can see if his application if it's good or if it's not good, to move on with the opportunity. So basically, in terms of MVP, this is what we have now. And does anyone have any question, anything at this point?
No.
No?
You're coming along right now.
So, Chad, I just have a comment, that last one that Hewitt talked about, which is if I'm a company person and I see some indication that a particular job seeker matches a job that I have open, they have to actually contact somebody at your agency in order to initiate contact with the job seeker. You remember you decided that you didn't want to have a direct contact between the two parties without the agency person being in the middle, at least at the beginning. So that's what that's all about.
Okay. Yeah, I remember that.
So these two stories are intertwined a little bit. So when you find someone, you'll have to go through this process here in order to have the job seeker to apply to your job. Okay, so this is how it looks like, our MVP, and in terms of functionality, this is what we have missing for this first release. Okay, this being said, we talked in the last, this week in Wednesday, and we think eventually we might be able to push this into production in the beginning of December. So we will have the ability to have this live, so this MVP in the beginning of December, and we think that that's possible because we have a bunch of things. So let me show you how it looks like in terms of our project scope thing. So as you can see, we have currently a group of stories here that are in progress that we need to close, and then we need to implement these stories that we just talked about. These 7 stories. So I think it's going to be very feasible, and due to that, we need to start talking about other things. So the project is been rolling for almost a year and a half, and I think it's time for us to deliver you something, and for you to start working with the project itself and work with the application. Have people come in and start doing things on the application, so we can see what we need to change, what we are missing, and to reevaluate everything. Are you okay with that, Chet?
Yeah, I'm okay with that.
Okay, cool. So we kind of we do believe that still at this point we have these stories open, and we believe that in order to be able to release this in December, we need to tackle first some of the stories here that are related with the matching part, that are the more, let's call it, more complex, and that might need some back and forth because it's more complex. So we are going to try to get this done in the next sprint, and have everything ready in terms of matching the next sprint. This is going to be a push that we're going to do in order to have one full sprint to do some, not little things, but to do some things that we are still missing. Eventually some UI, some interface changes that are more for things that are not as polished. We will need also to talk a little bit about our emails, the emails that we send, and things like that. And we would love to have a full sprint to do that kind of thing, those kinds of things that look small, but when they all sum up together, there are going to be some effort there. So, are you okay with this timeline?
Yes, I'm fine with that.
You're fine with that? Cool.
Yeah.
So now the ugly part. We need to put this somewhere.
Okay.
I've been trying to talk with the guys from OpenShift. That's one provider for us to have the applications online, to see, because they have some they have some pricing, better pricing for non-profits and things like that. I'm trying to understand what do they mean by better pricing. And also we are talking with the company we currently have a company that's let's say sponsoring Agile Ventures. That's also a hosting company that we would like to see what, in terms of pricing and things like that, to see what's the best option for us in to have this live. Eventually, we might start with a smaller thing without something that's free, and see how it goes. Because I believe in the beginning, when you start working with it, it's going to be more a testing version than a real production environment that you need to have with 24/7 things working and things like that. So we will have to talk about that. But in order to be able to deliver this in a month, we need to finish our part, and we need also the category thing done, the retrieval of the categories and stuff like that, and also try to get some resumes on that for those categories, so we can make our cruncher a little bit smarter. And I've been rumbling and rumbling and rumbling, and I'm completely lost. I forgot if I have anything else to say. um,
Yo, can I
I
just
got you.
interject? Just interject here.
I don't think you can interject. Just shoot.
So, so in addition, so the job category thing, just to add more color to that, Chet, we need job categories, you know, like financial accounts receivable clerk or something like that. We need resumes that match each of those categories that we come up with, and we also need job description or job descriptions of each category. Maybe a couple, one from each company that you're dealing with, something like that. Because we need to classify both a job description, which we'll get from companies posting jobs. We need to find out what kind of a job is this, and we match that against known categories of job descriptions. And we same thing on the resume. When we get a resume, we need to classify what kind of a resume is this, and what kind of jobs could it match. So we bounce that against known classification of similar resumes. That's how that works. So we need both sets, job descriptions as well as resumes for each category.
Okay.
Not to, yep.
Good point, Patrick. There. Um, so this is how it looks like now. And do you think you'll be able to have some people to fiddle around with the application in the next month to start looking at it, and you doing some agency administration part eventually, if not real people, at least some people that will be able to pose as job seekers and to pose as companies, so you can start working, because the major issue that the software usually have is that if you pass a lot of time without the client using it as they are supposed to use it, we will lose things, and then it will not be what you wanted, because it's missing this, it's missing that, because you didn't touch it for a long time. You didn't know what's missing there. So that's what we are trying to achieve with the launching into production in the next month. So if you could gather some people to start working with to start playing around with the application, to do some job seeker stuff, to do some case manager stuff, some company stuff, that would be awesome.
Now you want this done after you submit the MVP, or?
Yes.
Talk about
So
okay, yeah.
what I'm saying is that the idea to have this in December and ready and have it installed into a place that we can tell you, okay, Chad, just here you are. Gather some people, just look at the application, see what's here, see what's missing, and then we can work and we can see what people need, what we didn't thought about that, and that's missing there, and things like that. So we're talking about in a month time, more or less. Okay. I think we lost.
Okay.
Chat.
No,
Okay.
I got you. Yeah, I got you.
Okay, so this is our timeline point here that we have here on for the deployment. In this sprint, I'm going to try to push to see if we can get a good solution. Eventually, I'll try to get it, because now we are hosting everything in free services. So at least in the first couple of months that we have this working, I'd like to keep it like that, to make sure that everything is there, everything is working, and when we have that insurance that everything is working, then we can talk about a more permanent solution with better, I don't know, storage, better processing things, processing power and stuff like that, and that might eventually will cost some money, but then we'll talk about that afterwards. Okay.
Are you familiar with TechSoup?
The what?
Are you familiar with TechSoup, the website that they're partners with nonprofits?
No.
Okay, I'll log in one day and you
Mhm.
can team view it and you can see all the things that they offer on there.
Okay.
So yeah.
We were thinking more of an online platform that allowed us not to have to handle the part of the hardware and stuff like that.
Well,
Because that would be one more issue, that if we also have to take care of the administration of the servers and things like that, we'd have to think about internet, and those things are already thought on the majority of these services that currently we are using to host the application. So eventually we might talk about a possibility of going into the hardware part, but we will see.
okay.
Because we are talking, for example, I don't remember. I think it's like we are talking about 20 cents. I think it's like, or 2 cents a minute, an hour of processing on these machines that we're talking about. So it's not, you just get like $7, $8, $10 a month for each server that we're using online. So
Okay.
it's not that much. We need more than one, but it's not that much. So we're talking about eventually going up to about 50, $60 a month to host the full application in one of these small environments that's not free. But I believe in terms of, for the beginning of the application, I don't think we need to have this huge setup with 200 machines and spread around the world to have redundancy and stuff like that. I don't think we need to go with a very big setup. And then we just need to make sure that we'll be able to grow when this goes viral and everybody
Okay.
wants to use it.
Okay.
Okay?
All right.
Okay, so
Just if I could just interject.
yeah.
So I was just looking at that TechSoup.org website, Chet. That looks pretty interesting. What we'll do, and I don't know if we'll get lucky, but we'll look through that and see if there are any hosting providers, cloud-based hosting guys who have donated to TechSoup their cloud services that we could exploit to host this app for you. I doubt it, but we'll look through that. That's a good pointer. Thanks for that.
Okay, yeah, because I'm already signed up with them. I already they offer so much stuff, hardware and software. So just let me know.
Yeah, we'll look. But
All right.
I'm not holding my breath on that, but we'll examine it.
Okay.
Thanks.
All right, no problem.
Okay, so in terms of priorities for our MVP, so this is like the first glance on how we will be working after we have this deployment. The way we will work, it's going to be a little bit different. Instead of having this here hard coded, or having us come here to the meeting and say, oh, I think next 2 weeks we are going to do this. We are going to have a list similar to this one, and then we are going to go through the list with you, and we are going to say, so in the next 2 weeks, I would love you guys to implement this part and this part, and I'd love you to see the next thing that's more important to me. It's this part, and we will tackle that in terms of priorities. Okay.
Okay.
Because this was one of the things that I wanted to also push and to start having you weigh in on what you want to see next done with the platform. But for that, we need to have the product out so you can start using it. Okay.
Okay.
So from my side, meeting in 2 weeks. Oh my God.
Yeah. Yeah, I see it.
That's not a good date there. I'm 100%
Yeah,
sure.
I see that.
So I think it's on the 18th of not on the 18th of November.
November. Yeah.
So let me just move. Oh. here and the 11 there. Okay, so at 5:30. Is that okay?
Yeah, that's fine.
It's fine. So we will meet on the 18th at 5:30, and from my side, that's all that I have for today. I don't know if anyone would like to say anything, have any question. Just feel free.
So just from me, quick, I just drop in once every 6 months, basically, to say hi.
How you doing, Thomas?
That's fine, thanks. So I was I'm in Sweden. I'm so rarely here that Patrick didn't even mention Sweden when he was talking about this international team, which is completely understandable. I'm not.
Wow.
I'm just popping in to say hi. So, but so what I just want to say that I'm mighty impressed of what you guys done, and when you said that it's been a year and a half, it struck me that it's been a year and a half. It's a long time, but also for a volunteer project like this, it's not that long. But there's been a lot of people involved, and I think that the team has done a great job, and I hope that this rollout will be successful, and you get a lot of new users and not too many bugs to fix afterwards, which is a prayer that I pray every night to our Creator. But no, so wonderful, great job so far. I'm mighty impressed. Yes.
Great job, team. Great job.
Thanks, Thomas.
Yeah, appreciate it, Thomas.
All right. Okay, guys,
All
I'm
right.
gonna drop out. Take it easy. Thanks for letting me in, and I'll see
too.
you in 6 months. No, I see you on the rollout. So
All right.
I'm not gonna miss. I'm not gonna miss the deployment of this. It's exciting. It's good stuff. All right. Talk to you guys.
All right, take care.
Thank you. Bye. So, anyone else?
I think I'm good.
Yeah.
Good.
Okay. So everyone's good.
Yeah.
From my side, that's all, and I'll see you guys in 2 weeks.
All right, Joel, Laura, Patrick, Vijaya. Yeah, take care.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Great job.
Thank you.
All right,
you.
Chet. Take care now.
Bye.
All right,
Bye.
All right, take care.